speaking as an adult, I actually don't think I like Little Miss Trouble. This is the sixth book in the Little Miss series. I would have had this as a child, I would have read it a lot, but I didn't remember the story. So I decided to reread it, or read it for the first time as an adult. And there are things in this that I genuinely think are really bad decisions. Obviously, it didn't traumatize me as a child, so maybe I'm overthinking it, but there were a few things that I didn't expect. And it starts off with an introduction to Little Miss Trouble, and she's spreading lies. She's telling Mr. Uppity that Mr. Small called him fatty. First time I've read that in a children's book. And Mr. Uppity is so outraged that he, wait for it, punches Mr. Small. Violence in a Little Miss book. I wasn't expecting it. I don't remember it. I don't think it's appropriate. And then the rumours continue, and as we can see here, Mr. Small ends up with 2 black eyes, and he consults Dr. Makewell, brilliant name, and they decide to teach Little Miss Trouble by giving her a taste of her own medicine. And as we see here, Mr. Small is talking to Mr. Bump, spreading a lie that Little Miss Trouble called Mr. Bump Mr. Nitwit, which is a great word. But I don't agree with the fight fire with fire mentality. I don't agree that they've said, well, you did this, so we'll do it. I don't think that's the best way to resolve the problem, and I don't think it's giving the best message to the readers. Ultimately, Little Miss Trouble does realise that she's been given a taste of her own medicine, and she does, obviously, try to correct her ways as best as she can. So the message in general is good. It's saying, don't cause trouble or it will come back to bite you. But I don't like the display of violence in this book. Not for this age range, I don't. And I also don't like the fight fire with fire attitude. So actually, I'm not a big fan of Little Miss Trouble. As I said, I would have read this as a child, even though my nail varnish is not intentionally the same colour as Little Miss Trouble. Yeah, I would have read this as a child, and it clearly didn't traumatize me, so maybe I'm overthinking it. But just reading it now as an adult, it definitely wasn't what I was expecting, and I don't think it's that great.